Alrighty.
Hello there. This is Luke from the Scoundrel's Cantina, and welcome to another stream. Today we have Sherwin with us, who is the owner of Brick Mafia, a large Star Wars and Lego-based Instagram page. So, welcome to the channel, Sherwin.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's been a long time coming. We've been planning this for months at least, even last year, if I remember correctly, right?
Oh yeah. We started some conversations, I think, like 6 or 7 months ago, and not to say 6, 7, but yeah, 6, 7 months ago. You mentioned it. I don't really like the reason why I don't do it often is because all my friends they're mostly like Marvel fans. They don't really love Star Wars like I do. They don't get it. So it's nice that you asked and want to talk about it. So I'm game.
Awesome. What about Lego? Do they like Lego?
They honestly no. Most of them don't. Most of them are just they just got their own things. They don't really they play Call of Duty, 2K. They play some games, but that's about it. They don't really have any other interests like I do with the Lego or the Star Wars.
Oh, that's too bad. But
It
the
is,
thing
yeah.
we have a lot to talk about when it comes to both Star Wars and especially Lego.
I'm sure we do.
Like, how did you start your Instagram page for Star Wars? How long ago? How did that begin?
I got a pretty I guess common story as most others with like getting back into Lego during COVID time. So you just had all that time on your hands and not really much to do. And I remember I was just like at Target, just getting like some necessities for the home. And I think the first set I had spotted was like a Lego AT-AT, but like a playset version, not any of the UCS ones. And I copped that and built it in like 4 hours. And I was just so like, wow, I need to go buy like 100 more. And now that I have adult money, I had a full-time job at that point, and I was finally starting to make my own money. I was going a little crazy with it. I was buying all the sets, I wanted all my life from eBay, and just run up a tab with it, and I was on OfferUp, which is I don't know if you have an OfferUp where you're at, but it's just like Facebook Marketplace essentially. It's like a local, you can connect with people in your area, and they're it's like garage sales essentially, and that's how you can find like the best Lego deals in my opinion. And I struck up a deal with a friend, and he basically said like, dude, there's a big Lego community on Instagram, and I think this was like in 2020 or 2021, and yeah, he just he told me like make an account, join the community. You can find more people that are buying, selling Lego, building, and posting their stuff. That was all like new to me, and I kind of wanted to get in on that. Sounded like fun, sounded like community, that I would fit in with. And then in terms of like how the page is laid out, like with all the memes and reels and just content in general. A friend of mine, he ran like a Star Wars page like Brick Mafia, but just for Star Wars. And he kind of showed me the ropes of like how to do it, and followed in his footsteps, did the same, and found a little bit of like a hobby in this whole thing. So that's where I've been, and I think that's been going on what now 4 or 5 years.
So I take it you didn't start collecting Lego then. You already had a past.
Yeah, I started collecting like at 7 years old when my dad first like brought me that Lego battle pack I was telling you, off stream.
Was that the first set?
That was my first set for sure. That I got both the Clone Android battle pack, which I think was
The
like
OG
$10
ones.
a pop. Yeah, the OGs. So
ironic. My
great.
first Lego set actually was a Naboo Starfighter from '99.
Ooh, wow.
That's my first Lego Star Wars set, and the second one I believe was the Desert Skiff from 2000.
When did that Chrome version of the Starfighter come out? Do you know which one I'm talking about? There was like a UCS Naboo Starfighter. It's not that one, is it?
No. It wasn't that one. I think that was
that came out like a little
that
later.
might have been 2002 or 3 or maybe
Right.
even 4. I'm not sure.
That's a beauty. There's some grails in Lego.
Oh, by the way, when it comes to that, we already talked previously. See all these sets, most of them actually, except for the R2D2. The gunships above are real. The helmet ones are real. Everything on the on the
Top
upper
shelf.
shelf is real Lego. Here it's only R2D2, and below only the Infinity Gauntlet and the Droideka. And below, of course, basically everything else is fake Lego. Why I'm saying this is, you reminded me that I usually buy fake Lego on AliExpress, and each of these sets, ironically, like for example K2SO Chopper or whatever, is only $20. Believe it or not.
Wow.
And it's a one by one replica of official Lego sets.
Are
Because,
they real? Are they real like Lego bricks? And you just you build them?
I'll show you now. Actually, on my table, I have a UCS ATST Walker. Paid $25 for it. This.
Oh wow.
This is a replica. It's exactly the same as the original.
Yeah, it's massive.
Even going so far as with the only difference is you can see on the minifigure a bit the face, but it has prints on the arm. And it even says Star Wars, so they didn't really put they didn't really put Space Wars. And the replicas are so good that I've been buying constantly the things that I can't really afford with official Lego, because you need $200 for the ATST. I paid for it like $25, for example.
Yeah, I get that.
Steal.
Lego is definitely outpricing a lot of their customers for sure.
Definitely. So all of these are about $20-$25. Like every single one of them.
Wow.
And they would probably cost about at least $1,000, even more. Like each of those are $100+ sets. Definitely.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty good knockoff Lego stuff. It's a little disturbing. It's like, wow. Sometimes you can't even tell like between what's real and what's fake. I mean, I don't know about those AliExpress ones. I think those maybe, I would assume. Where do those even ship and manufacture from? Like China?
It's all China. I'm guessing.
That's what I would assume.
The thing is, ironically, I'm so pleased with the quality. I usually do upgrades on my sets. I mix them up with my official Lego. That's how similar it is. Like no issue at all. So with that said, I really suggest people go over there and buy, instead of giving hundreds of dollars for. The quality is like 99% there. The minifigs are usually the worst part. But if you want to get the build, like I'm all in.
I get that. You know, I get why people would, buy fake Lego. I mean, if anything, I'd encourage it if you really couldn't afford to get like the real stuff. And to be honest with you, a lot of the new real stuff, as nice as some of it is, it's so expensive, sometimes for no reason. Like their battle packs going for like $50-$60. It's ridiculous. It's like
the 327th battle pack is insane with the price.
Yeah, I think that was the one I was referring to with the the yellow lined troopers.
It's actually $55 in my country here.
I really wanted that set too. I just I'm not. I mean, I can afford the set. I don't want to spend that money on that set, to be honest with you.
It's not worth it. What about the helmet holes on the clones? Ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm so anal about that, to be honest with you. Like I actually, okay, that's a great point you bring up, because I literally don't buy new Lego Star Wars sets with clone troopers in them that have the helmet holes, just because I'm so it sounds so stupid. I'm talking about plastic toys that are essentially designed for children. Like I get that.
Yeah.
I go back with this, but like with these helmet holes, I'm just so like what the fuck is the point? Like this is just clearly a design flaw. We're gaslighting ourselves into thinking that this makes sense and like it looks good. Like they used to take their models like super seriously, and I thought that shit it looks so good in the past, like with the lack of the helmet hole. They didn't need to do that. And like let me just give like a shout out to this there's this guy on Instagram. His name's Grandpa Clone Customs, and I think he's also based in like Hong Kong, but he does pad printed like Lego minifigures, and he does them with like helmet holes in the correct place. And he actually does like the figures that people have been dying for, and they're so quality, dude. Like it's a little pricey for a minifigure, but like for the quality that he's producing and for like how cheap it is compared to like other Lego resellers and custom makers that do pad printed versions, this one is like top notch. Like it is. If you want to spend a little pretty penny on like a super nice minifigure, you go to that guy, Grandpa Clone Customs.
I also since you mentioned that, I just have something to show you when it comes to custom Lego.
Yeah, go for it.
Take a look at this. These are all also fake Lego AliExpress. $1 a piece.
Actually, with these ones you could tell for sure these are these look like the Clone Army Customs. Which aren't bad. They're solid, but
some are actually very, very good when you look at it, for example. Like, let's say this is a Commander Bakara, for example. Take a look at this.
Yeah, that one looks solid.
Like the last row, for example, looks really good. Some are worse, some are better. But if you know,
I like the Commando Customs for sure. Like I could see myself buying those. Maybe even before that new Juggernaut set came out, I would have gotten those commandos in the back. I forgot what they were called. The Snowtrooper commander looking. The Marines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. Those are solid.
You also have stuff like this, for example, from the original Battlefront.
Yeah. Oh,
with the green.
Solid. Yeah, that's solid.
And
customs have been around for ever since like Lego Star Wars started making strides in the public, but there's been some great customs and some absolute outright like criminal customs I've seen. So, but there's some businesses doing
very cheap. It's worth it, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where were we at? I forgot a bit. Do you buy?
We were talking about minifigures. We were talking about AliExpress customs and just like the background.
Do you have some custom figs?
I have some customs that I've either bought from some. Yeah, you know what? I have bought. There's this guy on Instagram called the Canvas Don. He makes minifigures based on like hip hop artists or just artists in general. I buy some of his figures. He does like the UV printed ones. Yeah, I miss the Lego was good if they kept it the way it was during 2013. Yeah, I agree.
2013 was peak with the Umbara sets.
It might have been. It might have been. I just, it's funny. We're talking about fake Legos because we're not really like too eager about any of the new stuff coming out. Like don't get me wrong, the UCS sets I think have all been fire in my opinion. Like the Venator is great, the AT-AT was great. I just saw the new N1 Starfighter. It looks solid. The Razor Crest is amazing. I had to buy that. There's a lot of gems, but all the play sets have just been tragic in my opinion. They don't look good. They're super overpriced. Like I loved the Andor show, right? If I love a show, I'm gonna go buy stuff from that show. So I was incentivized to go buy the Andor set, but like for $70, $80, like it's so like why would I spend that much on a set that realistically looks like it costs $30? So I get why there's like this uptrend in getting like custom Legos, but
the thing is, I'm in a situation where I really don't have money for official Lego, basically.
A lot of people in that same boat too. I mean,
especially since like when you look at probably the highest priced Lego Star Wars sets like 20 years ago, like in the 2000s or even 1999 was like it was like $60 at the time.
Yeah,
that was like the which one was it? The Y-wing Starfighter, if I remember, like it was 2000, I think. You get a Y-wing, you get Vader's TIE Advance, and it was like a 4 Starfighter set. If you remember that one with that weird tie from the EU or something. And basically it was $100 then. But now every single set they release, everything is almost $100.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I really don't know who that is for.
Not for me, I'll tell you that. I talk to a lot of people in the community as well. Like they they obviously feel a way about it too. Some people you could tell they have like what's it called? Like ambassador network deals with Lego, so they'll just eat up whatever shit they throw out. But I think most people kind of just they don't like the direction it's in right now. They like the UCS sets, they don't like the play sets. And yeah, I'm kind of in full agreement with them. It's weird.
What are your thoughts generally on M&R Productions, Solid Bricks?
My opinions on them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're fine. I used to watch a lot of MNR. I remember I would just like, I think like in I don't know if it was high school or college. I think I would watch just a lot of his like breakdowns, and he's pretty blunt about the direction of Lego. So I respect authenticity in general. Um, Solid Bricks, I don't really, I mean, I don't know either of these people to be honest with you. Like I don't really know what they're like, so I couldn't speak on anything. But
Yeah.
I mean, they seem like kind people. If I ever saw them, I mean, I think I've seen them once at like a convention I went to for like Lego,
Hmm.
and I've seen a handful of their content, and I think they're solid in the space. Why? Did you have something in mind?
No, I'm just asking because I know M&R. I follow both of them. Have been for like for example, I remember Solid Bricks when it was Lego Boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like way back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't really know him, but I followed him for a long time, way before I have ever even made a YouTube channel. And I like his Lego reviews were an actual inspiration when I started making my own a decade
Uh
ago.
huh. Uh huh.
And M&R, I really like his way of. I mean, he isn't pandering to Lego at all. So I really respect.
Yeah, I like authenticity in general. Like
Yeah. The thing is,
if
he
you're
doesn't sell out.
honest, I like honesty. I like people that are they kind of just say it how it is. I like I don't know, like people that sugarcoat shit just to like impress someone, in a suit, whether it's at Lego or whether it's at Disney. I don't really it tells me a lot about that person's character. But yeah, with MNR, he's pretty blunt about Lego in general, just and the state it's in, which I think is healthy. I think it's like necessary.
Definitely.
Um, and Solid Bricks, I mean, his production on his videos are so good. Like some of his reviews and some of the mocks he's made. Like I think he made a Geonosis one, um,
Insane.
which was ridiculous. Like I mean, I think he made a video about how he had to, like how this, like how that mock cost him like a marriage or something, and there was like some joke
Oh,
behind that.
oh
But
yeah, he was actually engaged, if I remember correctly, with
yeah,
someone
I mean,
way
shit.
before.
If a mock costs you a marriage, like that's got to be quite the mock. So
Definitely worth
more
it.
power to him.
Definitely worth it when you look at that Geonosis mark.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Especially how accurate it is to the Clone Wars show. Like he managed to get all the Geonosis episodes into one thing,
Oh yeah.
and like those caves, for example, or everything on the inside was phenomenal when you look
Hmm.
at it.
Hmm.
The thing is, have you? What are your thoughts generally on the Lego these days in comparison to like before? Ever since they introduced that adults welcome stuff.
It's a good question because I think I like the idea of like tailoring some of their products towards adults. I wish that they would sign licenses with more franchises. Like I wish we would get like Game of Thrones sets, Breaking Bad, shows that are a little more adult, tailored more towards adult audiences. Because I'm pretty sure, like, it's slipping my mind right now, but I'm pretty sure Lego has made, sets for certain themes that are a little darker than like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. But
Uh, Stranger Things, maybe. It's
Stranger
technically
Things. I mean,
darker.
like, but like a lot of yeah, but I wouldn't even say Stranger Things is darker in any way than like Andor, and they made a set for Andor. So, but just to answer your question more directly, I don't really I'm not a big fan of Lego nowadays for just like you know you stop at the Lego store, you want to buy like a play set, build it later. Uh, that still exists, just not for Star Wars, which is the one franchise that I like kind of got into Lego for.
Hmm.
Um, but like that doesn't apply to other themes. Like I know a lot of the Ninjago sets look really nice. A lot of the Harry Potter sets look really really nice. And
Yeah.
I mean I don't really pay too much attention to their retail prices, but I'm pretty sure they're a little cheaper per price per piece count compared to like Star Wars, which seems to be the most expensive.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah.
IP is really expensive lately, especially with the Disney theme, the Lego sets. When
Hmm.
you get
Hmm.
like, for example, I did I did a video about 3 months ago on the state of Lego in general and how much it costs and the price per piece count and stuff like that. It's become just incredibly ridiculous when you look at the price per piece. Like, for example, oh yeah, the Juggernaut tank. Oh, look at him. Hey, Max. Hey. he just got up.
He's just chilling. I think he just wants to be in the video.
Yeah. At least now it captures it.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. He's gone to bed.
Cute. That's adorable.
Yeah. The where were we? Oh yeah. The clone turbo tank. It has about 800 pieces and it costs $160.
Yeah, that was a bad one. They literally made a worse version of a set they've made 3 times prior, and then
every time it's a downgrade, almost every time.
Yeah, and then they put the minifigures in it that we all like have been dying to get. I think they put helmet holes in them as well, but
I think they didn't with the Galactic Marines actually,
which is good.
Yeah, it's good. But the thing is, the issue with them specifically is they didn't get waist capes. Yeah, like Lego refuses to give us waist capes.
Yeah, they pad print it now on the figures.
But ever since I discovered the fake ones, I don't need to buy the turbo tank for the figs at all. Like, I'm really happy with these ones.
Yeah, I mean, the waist capes, they do a lot to them. Makes it look a lot nicer.
Yeah, they've really cheapened out when it comes to Star Wars. And for example, remember the drama around the LAT Republic gunship, for example, the UCS one.
Oh man, yeah, I remember that well.
First off, they did that preview of the set where the designer calls it an original trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give too much crap to that guy. Like, I mean, he's
doing his job.
Like, he's doing his job. But like, I mean, it's kind of stupid. Like, when you think about it, you're like, dude, you guys are finally making a UCS Republic gunship, and you put fucking Mace Windu and some like, you know, yellow clone. I don't know if it was like 212th or.
It's actually a phase one. If it's a phase one with yellow from the movie specifically,
I remember that.
It's a clone commander, and ironically, in the video, he says like clone commander also doubles as a clone pilot.
Yeah, that's
like fuck me.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, like, you would just think that they would have, like, you know, Star Wars experts and, you know, people in the Star Wars division running that so that they don't say things like that. And then, you know, people like you and I then point it out and critique it.
The thing is, I wouldn't even blame them, to be honest. But the thing is, they did a poll, if I'm not mistaken, on Twitter or X on Twitter at the time. And in the poll, they asked everyone which exclusive minifigures would they want, and everyone voted for a Commander Cody Phase 2 one.
Yeah,
that's what everyone wanted.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they just ignored it. That's the real issue there. They just ignored it. And the most stupidest thing about it is, instead of putting a Republic symbol on the box art, they put an Imperial one, since it's quite similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a stupid mistake. But when you pile it on the other stupid crap coming with the set, just like I actually think that Lego kind of hates the prequels. They kind of really don't like them.
I don't know if it's that. Honestly, I feel like they don't. I really think it's just like a margins thing with them. I don't know what their cost to like actually produce these certain sets is, because it's not like, you know, obviously they're gonna make way more on sets that they produce or like off-like licenses like Speed Champions or whatever the other ones are. You know, how much does it cost for them to make one of the sets? How much does it cost for them to attain the license for whatever set they're making? And then where's it going from there?
I'm sure they have enough money for it.
They do.
I'm quite sure
they're
about
hitting
that.
records, right?
I mean,
do you see this? Do you see this chat? What's the best mock you guys have ever seen? Do you know?
That's a hard one. Depending on which, I remember seeing some huge one like from 15 years ago. It's like a massive Echo base mock with probably over 100,000 pieces. That's probably one of the best. I think the guy is called Brick Plumber. If you type it in on YouTube, he has a massive Hoth-based one and an Endor-based one, like a full garage full of it. That's one of the
Wow.
best Star Wars mocks I've ever seen, I think. And Solid Bricks did a hell of a job on his ones, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
I was gonna mention Solid Bricks. He did I think in 2022 or 2023 he did a Jedi Temple mock, and he brought that to a Brick Fair, Virginia, which is some Lego convention.
yeah,
And it's massive, one, but two, like the detail in it, like the lights he added, he does a great job with it. Honestly, it's a hell of a career, to be able to like build mocks for a living and like, be a YouTuber / content creator. It sounds like fun. It sounds stressful, but fun.
it used to be fun for me as well until it all went down the drain, basically.
Yeah, that was Disney's something, man. They I don't know. I feel like they're very picky and choosy with who they want to support in their own fandom. We have people like yourself and others that, make lore content, just kind of like getting people interested in talking about, Star Wars in general. I remember there was a handful of videos I've seen. I think you did like a bunch of like top 10 lists. I remember, or just like cool facts
lightsabers
about,
and yeah.
Yeah, you did like EU lore, and I think it was like through you and through people like Star Wars Theory, Stupendous Wave, and a bunch of people like that I really got interested in like Star Wars lore because it was just interesting. I love Star Wars. I thought the stories were interesting, and then there were so many authors writing content for it, so many interesting stories coming out of it. But it's really like, just to get back to my point, it's a shame how much like Star Wars, how they treat their fans, really, that like criticize anything that comes from them. Like Star Wars Theory, I think he's the biggest Star Wars YouTuber, and he doesn't like they don't give two shits about the guy for some reason. I mean, maybe he's critical, right? But like, isn't that the whole point? You get customer feedback, and then you improve from there.
Yeah, the problem is Lucasfilm has shown such incompetence when it comes to that they really don't care what the fans think. And ironically, for them, it's not even about the money at this point. Like, I used to believe that they would follow the money, but they don't, since they're actually willing to throw away millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to release crap, like, for example, the Acolyte. Like, can you believe that the Acolyte costs more than what Revenge of the Sith did? It's ridiculous.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what they were spending the money on. Like, there were some decent shots and like some good choreography, but like
the story falls apart.
Story just doesn't make much sense to me. And
the power
like,
of many.
That's just been a pattern, dude. Ever since like 2015, a lot of the there's some good content. Like, we get some good games, we get some good shorts here and there, but
yeah,
just overall as a whole, there's no direction. And I don't know, like I feel like that's kind of also bled through, and it's hitting Lego Star Wars as well. Like I'm not a fan of any of the new sets like we've been talking about. I don't know, it's something.
Yeah. The thing is, with the Lego, I've been quite dissatisfied, specifically because I feel like when it comes to the Star Wars IP with Lego, the quality has gone down. The sets are shrinking constantly. Like, every new version of a vehicle we get is smaller, less impressive, and probably the worst part, which I'm a Clone Army collector from the good old days. I always loved that. I have a lot of OG clones, and now there's just nothing to collect when it comes to clone troopers. The clones are ugly. They have never been worse at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I remember what peak Clone Army building was. Like, for example, if you remember the Clone Walker battle pack, the one with 2 white clones, a clone commander, and a clone gunner from the Clone Wars series specifically. That was probably one of the the most peak eras of clone.
You're talking about the clone gunner from the like phase 1?
Yeah, the phase ones, the Clone Walker battle pack. I'll just
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the OG P1 Star Wars: The Clone Wars battle pack.
Yeah, 2009, for example. Those ones were awesome. Then, if you remember the 2/12 ones from Revenge of the Sith, 2014. peak
Mhm.
clone troopers.
Mhm.
They're probably one of the best Phase 2 clone trooper variants that actually exists.
Do you have a favorite minifigure?
Favorite minifigure? Oh, I was actually I think I saw an Instagram reel with you in it. Was it Django Fat for you, right? The OG one, if I'm
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah. That's that one, right? I mean, I've had that figure since I was like little. I don't even remember how I got it. I don't recall owning the OG Slave One, but I had the figures for some reason. So had that since. Yeah, that and Chrome Vader. Those are my all-time favorites, I think.
Mm, I love the old Boba Fett, for example,
Like the
but
Cloud
my
City.
favorite ones. I never actually thought about it. I probably have at least 10, but it has something to do with clones, definitely.
What do you think of
Malgus, sorry, Malgus.
Oh, Malagus is great. Malagus is great.
I love Malgus.
That's actually a very strong choice right there. That's a solid figure. Comes
That,
from a
that, that
great
was
set. What do you
the thing.
I
Yeah.
was gonna ask you, what do you think of the smart play stuff?
Oh, absolute crap.
Yeah.
Smart play is just horrible in every single sense.
I'm
Like,
amazed that someone ballsy in the Lego executive, group or whatever it is, they were like, hey, this is a great idea. Like sounds that aren't even from the franchise itself, for this piece
yeah.
of shit.
Have you heard the sounds? Like, what the hell is that? It doesn't even. It's pure retardation, if you ask me. Like when you look at it, like
Yeah,
what
I
are
can't
those
believe
sounds?
it. At this point, I think they're trying to lose money.
Disney.
This guy left a comment. Disney's actions make more sense when you realize that this DEI wokeness stuff is a religion to the showrunners. It's like the cult of reason that propped up after France's Revolution.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's there was a ton of that quote unquote wokeness stuff. I think it's more just like I think they're just stupid. I really think they just have different worldviews in general, and they kind of look at Star Wars as like a vessel to pass their worldviews through it. And that's essentially what George did, but it's George's fucking franchise and story. So
The thing is, what George did is similar to The Lord of the Rings in a way because it's evergreen. He actually had some values which are for all time. It's evergreen in
yeah,
every
it's
single way.
timeless. It's definitely
It's
timeless.
timeless, yeah. Like for example, when you look at it, what Star Wars is actually about: good versus evil, timeless. Family, timeless. And one thing I really love about Star Wars, it's about redemption of the irredeemable with Vader.
Right.
Those are basically like the main topics of Star Wars, and that's why it's always going to be it's always going to be fresh when you look at it for all time. Like Lord of the Rings, for example, as well. Those are some of the movies that will never age and never need to be remade. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
But
I
when you
wish
push
I
modern ideologies, you get, I mean, we've seen what we get. It's usually they sacrifice the story for their new favorite agenda every single time in every single franchise they can get their hands on. Like, for example, I recently got into Warhammer a bit because I was kind of, I'm going to outright say it. I got into Warhammer because I was sick of the pussification of franchises. Because almost every single thing I loved has become gay.
Yeah, I mean every character it's weird because there's like a lack of I don't think okay, I get what you're saying by like a lot of it is gay because like I see that too. I think you have a lot of people that want to do the safe thing and that's why you get a lot of slop. You get the checkbox writing,
Yeah, they're
which is
basically
awful.
checking boxes with the DEI.
Yeah, but then you get people like Tony Gilroy that make something like Andor, which is essentially guilty of like what you're saying too, but it's so brilliantly done and it's so solid in my opinion, and it conveys so like a plethora of messages
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
so like hey guys, this is the template for Star Wars. Let's look at this and then now think of all the things you like think of all the action figures you can think of, the clones, the Jedi, whatever. Follow this template, this format, Do like plan out what your seasons are going to be, do a 3-4 season show, tell a story that hasn't been, completed yet right now in Star Wars. Try to fill some of the gaps that George, left in the past, and like use all the, evidence and whatever you have, from all these like EU material to make it. Because, I mean, we're going all over the place, like with Lego Star Wars and Star Wars, but like,
it's in the same position technically. It's seen better days.
Yeah, like they're parallel in like what's going on with both of them. And like look at Star Wars right now. Look at who's taking it over, and how, like, I'm not looking forward to what's next. I don't really. There's nothing that's really like instilling me with a lot of confidence that we're gonna get more of like this Andor level quality. Like, I don't think we are. I think we're just gonna get more of like the Clone Wars stuff, which is okay, but for like how long are we gonna be focused on, like all this Clone Wars stuff and this animation? Like, it's solid, but in my opinion, Star Wars, a lot of the fans, a lot of them have grown up, that were fans of the prequels. And I think there's just this craving from so many people in the community where it's like, hey, we want like adult Star Wars. Like, we want you guys to take it seriously. We want it to be like ran by people that didn't just graduate like a year ago. I want some grit. I want some darkness. I want to feel something. I want to love the heroes, and I want the villains to actually be villains and not just misunderstood. So
what you mean, you want meaning in the story. You want it to mean something and not just to be more content.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The thing is, with Andor, they managed to convey the evil there, and basically, like, even though it might have some agendas in it, it's not even noticeable when you have a great story.
I think every story has agenda in it. Like,
you have to have a point of view when you look at it.
Yeah, things, as long as the creator leaves things up for interpretation while also providing like some context as to what he's trying to, like convey, like his message. I think that's what makes a good story. I think Tony Gilroy did a lot of that. He left a lot of elements, from history, in regards to like the Gorman massacre, or like, 24/7, like close surveillance from the ISB, and just like this game of political power and betrayal. And I love shit like that, because that makes you think. That makes you look at things a little differently. And most Star Wars content is very just black and white. Like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. This guy was a bad guy and committed slaughter and genocide, but now he's good.
Everything's forgiven immediately.
Yeah, like there used to be a lot of nuance to Star Wars, and I feel like it's missing that now. And I'm not some like poet. I'm not some brilliant writer. I don't know much shit myself, but I don't know. I can kind of tell when, I've watched a lot of Star Wars. I can just kind of tell when it's half-assed, and that's the problem with most of the content nowadays. A lot of it feels half-assed.
The thing is, you didn't watch the Maul series yet, right?
No, but I will.
I saw it a few days. I'm not going to spoil anything, but the thing is, I have nothing bad to say about it, to be honest. Animation looks phenomenal, voice acting, everything looks great.
Let me ask you this though, because I am curious. I am gonna watch it. I don't really care too much for spoilers. Like, I really don't think there's anything in this current canon that is gonna just make me like, oh wow, like that's really interesting. I'm gonna watch this through, because I mean, it's clear that they want to connect it to the sequels, I think, at some point. At least that's where all of this. That's clear. It's clear that that's where all of this is heading, and there's not going to be any change in direction, and it's like full steam ahead. So that's just constantly lingering in the back of my mind. It's hard for me personally to enjoy any of the new stuff, and that's fine, because also remember, there's like 50 years worth of content for Star Wars. So I have a lot of catching up to do on that end. So that's what I've been, I guess, spending more of my time on, instead of the new stuff.
The thing is, with new stuff, it really feels just like more stuff. Nothing to really talk about. Like, I was planning on doing a review on the Maul series. I'm trying to get back into making videos regularly, and I will coming May. But nonetheless, I was going to do a review on the Maul series, and when I saw it, I'm like, okay, looks good. Have nothing bad to say about it. I like it, but I also have nothing to really say about it except
Yeah.
what go. I was like thinking, so what am I going to talk about in the review? I'm going to talk about what happened in the episode, and like
Yeah,
at the
that's
end, I'm
about
just
it.
going to say, yeah, it's good. So basically, I have nothing to talk about when it comes to it. There's nothing to talk about when it comes
I
to
mean,
it
I'm
at
sure it's
all.
going to give you a lot to talk about. Like, I'm certain there's eventually going to be a Vader cameo, and I heard about them talking about like wanting to somehow, some way have Maul face up against Vader because, of course, because that's what all these shows are for, right? It's like, it's just some like random show, and then eventually we'll put some character everybody knows so that you can point and jangle the keys at.
Yeah, member
Um,
berries again.
yeah. Luke, I might have to head out just a little bit earlier today,
No worries,
but
mate.
I love this. Like let's do this again, like ASAP. I'm down whenever. I'm game. If anything, let me catch up on the mall show, and then maybe we could do like a post stream or something after. We could yap about it, about what's going on, and what's going forward. But
Of
I love
course.
this. This is great. I didn't even realize it's already been 40 minutes. It felt like 10.
Oh shit. Yeah, we just started and it's already over. I'm probably gonna keep going a bit more, and I'll actually go to your Instagram page and look at some stuff on stream
Sounds
if you
good.
don't
Sounds
mind.
good. Well, I'll turn on the stream from my phone. Well, not my girlfriend. Jesus Christ, my fiance now. She's about to be home, so I got to start preparing some stuff and get ready, get out of here. But
No
look,
problem,
this is
dude.
great, bro. I really I like this. We'll do it again, and I'll have
Of
my
course,
camera on
dude.
next time,
No
and
worries,
we'll
mate.
chat. All right, man. Thank you, brother. I'll talk to you
Thanks
soon.
for joining me. See you
My
later.
pleasure. I'll talk to you soon. Later.
See you, dude. Bye. Okay, so that was basically it, and I'm gonna just keep on going a bit more to guys show you. I've known Brick Mafia for at least 2 years, in the sense of we've been following each other and whatnot. But we might as well just share the screen and see what he has going on his Instagram page. Just give me a sec. It's kind of weird doing this alone. I don't usually do it ever, but yeah. Okay, let's see. So yeah, this is basically his page. Has some memes. Okay. Some parallels that Star Wars usually likes to give us for the most part. Oh yeah. The Revenge of the Sith set from like way back. I didn't watch this, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm going to put some audio there. Don't know if it's copyrighted. YouTube really punishes you when you do that stuff for the most part. And we're going to be going through the comments that we missed earlier as well. Just give me a sec. Yeah, that was the era of mocks, basically. I remember when they would release concept art for the movie that's coming out. I would basically look at the concept art and try to recreate the Lego set before Lego made it, because that's the way you get views, basically, on YouTube. So that was the era of Lego a decade ago. But now when you have a series or something coming out, just no one really cares, to be honest. Like no one's excited for it, including myself. So that's why you just simply don't do it. I love the Attack of the Clone sets from 2014. The fact we got Masters, Coleman Trebor, and Stas Ali, those were awesome. Yeah, definitely. I actually got both of them way back in 2000. No, that was 2013. Actually, 2014 they actually focused on the return of the Revenge of the Sith sets. You got the Anakin's Jedi Starfighter, the V-wing, and you had that Darth Vader lava art on the box. But in 2013, it was the Yoda box art with the ATT set, the Spider Droid set, the Corporate Alliance tank as well with Jango Fett. Basically, when you look at it, the like from 2009 or to like 2014, peak prequel Clone Wars Lego Star Wars sets, like of all time, definitely. I absolutely loved it. Okay, let's see. Hello there, mate. Speaking of Warhammer, I found a video by a fellow by the name of Pilgrim's Pass. He did a video on how Warhammer 40k is something that people get ruffled about. What do you mean specifically ruffled? Like, is it with the acquisition of BlackRock buying Games Workshop, for example, when they started changing OG lore about the Space Marines from like 40 years ago? I mean, there was a lot of drama. I mean, I'm quite new to Warhammer, but I know about the drama when it comes to them wanting to add female Space Marines and changing the lore, and then gaslighting people on X over their page that there was always female Space Marines, completely ignoring that we have the Sisters of Battle, for example, which are all female warriors in the Imperium or something like that. Also, I remember seeing a short where a custodian was a female, the personal guards of the Emperor or something like that. Let me know what you mean by that. I'm just going to go through some older comments before we go on. I haven't bought a Lego set since the early 2010s. It was a SWTOR battle pack with 2 Republic troopers. Oh yeah, and 2 Sith troopers. I actually got 2 of those. I still remember the day when I went to buy them in 2013. Probably one of the best battle packs ever. And I was actually overjoyed by Lego even making Star Wars The Old Republic sets at the time. I was playing Star Wars The Old Republic since 2011 when it came out, although I never had the money to actually pay for it. But yeah, great sets. Also, the one with the, the Sith Fury class Interceptor was awesome as well. I got that one as well, and the Jedi Corvette, which you actually have in-game when you look at it. And what was the third one? Oh yeah, the Striker class Starfighter with Satele Shan and Jace Malcolm. Those sets were incredibly peak. And what I don't understand with Lego is how on earth didn't we get a Knights of the Old Republic set with an Ebon Hawk, for example? That would have been awesome, to be honest. Oh yeah, 2013 peak Lego. Like, you got the Embara sets, the Attack of the Clones ones, the Old Republic. Like, it doesn't get better than that. Like, since 2015, ever since Disney kind of started pushing out Star Wars sets with The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and eventually we come to 2026, it's kind of gone downhill quite a bit. Like, you had some awesome sets, like from Star Wars Rebels, the custom Captain Rex's ATT. That was such a unique set. I absolutely love that one. But then you had like 50 X-Wings, 50 Millennium Falcons, a lot of rehashes, and not to mention downgraded versions of older, better sets, like the Clone Turbo Tank. When you look at it, the biggest version of the Clone Turbo Tank was the Clone Wars one. It was like massive. But then the next one was shrunken in, don't get me wrong, I think it's 2017 or 18 max. It was quite smaller, but it still looked like the Turbo Tank, had great minifigs, and still kept that old design from the 2013 clone phase 2 clone variants. They didn't change them up with the helmet holes, which look absolutely horrible. So it was still fine, but the newest Clone Turbo Tank was absolutely horrible. I hate it. And since I can, just give me a sec. Since I can get my own custom Galactic Marines and Commander Bakara, I have really no need to even buy the Clone Turbo Tank, especially since it's a quite shit set, which if you pick up breaks apart, as shown in various reviews across YouTube. So yeah, let's see what else we have here. Okay. Warhammer 40k shows how progress, no matter if it's right wing or left wing, always fails. Well, kind of, I guess. I'm not really sure what the context behind it is, but Warhammer is on a downward spiral in some sense. Like, for example, I've noticed that Games Workshop is really hostile to fans, especially to fan creations as well. And now I have a, should I show it to you guys? I'm just not sure if I'm going to get copyright striked immediately by Games Workshop. But I've actually been making a animated short, like 2-3 minutes long, about Space Marines. It's supposed to be kind of funny, but I really put a lot of effort in it. But if I show it to you now, I'm going to spoil the short film that I've been making. But yeah, nonetheless, I'll do it next time or when it's finished. It's almost done, by the way. Anyway, when it comes to Warhammer 40k, Games Workshop strikes down fan films. If anyone uses any music from their games, and they have plenty of them, and great ones actually. In my case, I used the one, it's called something of the Omnissiah. What's the name of the song? The music. Nonetheless, it sounds awesome, like you're in a church, but at the same time, it has this metallic, robotic vibe to it, which really suits Warhammer. But yeah, Games Workshop strikes down fan films, fan creations, even if someone animated their stuff from scratch at home. So they're very hostile to fans. It really reminds me of Lucasfilm, and for no reason at all, actually. Like, they're really against fans, and it's just getting worse when it comes to that, at least. So yeah. Anyway, let's get back to Brick Mafia's Instagram short and see what else he has. Okay. Anti-data center activists are reportedly using AI to give them advice on stopping new AI data centers from being built. Okay.
Of this. Too many versions to remember. And here you were, all that time, hiding in the shelter of imperial peace and quiet.
Don't want to get copyrighted for no reason, but
you actually hear the sound of Sam screaming built into the saber. You actually...
I remember that clip of Sam Witwer recording the episode Twin Suns for Star Wars Rebel. Was like, Kenobi, and then he really lets it out. Probably an awesome thing to see, to be honest. Cool, I guess. Unrelated, but I'm pretty sure Sam has been wearing that jacket since the first time he played Maul. Yeah, in the old behind the scenes of the Clone Wars. Yeah, it always seems similar. I've actually been replaying when I go to my grandma's place to visit her. On her PC, I've installed the Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, so I've been playing through the prequel maps for now, and I just started the A New Hope one. But for some reason, the OG Maul looks better. And even when it comes to Lego, I never really got into the new design of Maul ever since he had that smirk in the 2017 Battle of Naboo set. He has this smile, which is just unlike Darth Maul, especially from Episode 1. So I guess this original Maul here looks the best, kind of, and these are weird, I guess. I never really got into the Skywalker saga. What do you guys think about it? Like, I know people were quite excited about it, but I never really got into playing it at all. Didn't really. It kind of feels like a downgrade to me in a way, because the designs they're using for the sets and the models in the game are just downgrades, in my opinion, compared to the older versions of the characters. Like, for example, every single clone trooper, and I really care about clone troopers, looks ugly, in my opinion. The helmet holes really destroyed them in a way. Even the redesign that they're using on their helmets compared to the 2014 Phase 2 clone troopers are ugly. The main comparison of that is I actually showed it in a video I did like 3 months ago. You can check it out. Basically, the helmet holes uglify it, and the design change just looks unprofessional, not to mention with too many misprints as well, especially with the 212th Clone Troopers. But yeah, I don't enjoy the designs, so that's why I didn't even play the Skywalker Saga. For some reason, Instagram doesn't really show these things every single time when you press it. Oh yeah, the Alina Jedi. And of course, yeah, this guy from Maul, I watched the episodes, by the way. It really reminds me of Kazdan Paratus. I take it they kind of took the inspiration from that, especially when, since he's in armor. Just give me a sec, my dog's really making some noise. Hey! Kind of distracting in a way. But yeah, he's lying down there. You can't really see him on camera. So, but yeah, this Mafia dude, whatever his name is, they probably really took the design of Kazdan Paratus from the Force Unleashed game, especially since, we have Sam Witwer. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted because of him. But nonetheless, yeah, we have Sam Witwer playing Starkiller in the Force Unleashed, and I'm guessing he gave them some ideas for the show. And even when you look at the trailer for the Maul show, the newest one, Maul basically cuts a walker in half, similar to what Starkiller would do. So yeah, they're kind of taking some creative liberties from that game, which I appreciate. And of course, here is the post you gotta love, basically. By the way, today, actually not in my case, it's kind of Monday since it's 1 a.m. here where I live, but yesterday on Sunday, it was Easter for the Orthodox, and I live in an Orthodox country, so we can go through this once again. Oh, wait. No, I was going to go through this. Yeah. Honestly, I really do not like references from The Last Jedi, but this one's true. Or is it from Rise of Skywalker? I have no idea, honestly. Never bothered to rewatch the sequels. But yeah. Redemption of the Irredeemable. This one's good. I used to share this like every Easter as well. I have to skip it every few seconds to not get. It's hilarious. Like, absolutely hilarious when the guy... just look at his face when he does it. Oh, there we go.
Is that him? I don't know it. Well, who else could it be? That will put them behind us. Shit. We're under siege.
Shit. I remember there was a lot of controversy about that line when season 1 came out, because you never really heard that type of swearing in Star Wars. You would usually hear the Kyle Katarn stuff like Sith spit, or, you know. I kind of like it. It kind of suited the Andor show since it's so different from everything else. But at the time, it was kind of, what the hell were they doing? Because at first, the first 3 episodes were kind of... At first, I didn't like it. But when I saw the whole season, then I rewatched the first 3 episodes and everything. It was peak. Like, Andor really rocked. As you can see, it just disappeared for some reason. The Last Supper doesn't want to open it. Instagram usually bugging for some reason. Gotta go with Chirrut on this, to be honest. What do you guys think about Darth Talon? I mean, whatever her name is, Devon or something like that. Devon. I'm not really sure. About her being Darth Talon at the end and the apprentice of Maul. I'm kind of not really a fan of that, to be honest. Like, if they do that, they're just cheapening the actual character of Darth Talon, since it's supposed to be a completely different era. 100 years after this, 130 years actually in the Legacy era, even though it's separate canons and everything, like it would just do a disservice to the character if they turned her into Talon, in my opinion. She should just be her own character. And if the Maul show is a self-contained story, in a way it actually is, it doesn't affect the greater galaxy of Star Wars at all. We know where Maul's story ends in Star Wars Rebels. We know he doesn't really do much that affects the movies there, so they can basically do whatever they want, and it's just better if she's a separate character on her own, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of them just taking stuff out from the EU and shoving it in. Like, for example, in the Kenobi show, you can see if I'm not mistaken, in Arabesh in the background in The Path. If you remember, The Path is this organization trying to save Jedi or whatever. In the background, you can see someone engrave the name of Ram Koda in Arabesh, like behind them in some scene or whatever. So that means Ram Koda is canon, whatever the hell that means at all at this point. Like, who cares at all? And it's just ridiculous. It does a disservice to the character. Like, Ram Koda exists now. So, like, unless... No, actually, I was going to say, unless his actual story from The Force Unleashed and the EU is considered canon, I don't care otherwise. But since it's added into a show such as Kenobi, which is on sequel level bad, I'd rather just ignore it, because this show is non-canon, in my opinion, not worthy of canon in any single way, except for the flashback scene, at least in my opinion, But yeah. Let's move on. Yeah, I wish I could just leave the sound on, but such good times, especially the Camino map. Like, I actually forgot about some maps of it. That's how long it's been since I played. I forgot about the Bounty Hunter Pursuit one from episode 2 completely. So it felt like playing something new, even like 20 years later. I actually saw a video on YouTube. Someone tried to make the Yoda's tractor thing, but since Lego didn't create some of the pieces in that color, actually, guy had a really tough time to actually make it. Oh. Yeah, you'd need like $10,000 to get them. Nice. I'm there, actually, because outside of this room, you guys probably don't know it, but outside of here, I have plenty of unopened boxes. The past 5 years, I've actually been buying some of them, just getting multiples, which one day, if they're actually worth something, I plan on selling to get a buck. But overall, I usually just buy Lego for myself. That's all. And honestly, the more people do this, and I've seen some horrible versions of it where a new set comes out and some of the scalpers just take everything immediately and like triple the price. So it's just retarded and gay, in my opinion. Ah, damn it, Instagram. Especially since someone's making a Camino model. Shit, that looks awesome. Adam Savage, nice. Although they could technically look like the Imperial Army Trooper helmets from Andor, basically the riot ones. Oh, insolence! We are pirates! Awesome scene. It's really funny. How does it usually go? Like, you will pay for your insolence. Insolence! He does something like that. There, me and Todd basically always joke around about that scene. Open fire! The Empire may be our common enemy, but Maul will never be our ally. True, true. Maul's kind of an asshole. Yeah, they're really...
Destroy the Empire.
They really love those hallway scenes. I actually have a few hallway scenes for you guys as well, which I've been working on. Cinematic style ones. I actually showed it in the last live stream. Although, technically, I guess I could do it one more time before I end this. It's kind of hard to... It's weird doing this alone. I'm usually always with someone. But before we end this, I might as well just show you. Let's see. An unfinished project, which most of you probably haven't seen, but I'm just going to go with it anyway. Keep in mind, the audio is just in there for now, which is completely going to be reworked. I just didn't have the time. Basically, the only thing you should focus on that's final is the visuals of it. So here it is. Share screen. Okay. So yeah, this is basically a type of short cinematic that I'm making with the help of AI, to be honest. This is like the first thing I ever did. But basically, I used a image of concept art image from a canceled Darth Maul game from 2011 of some Jedi, which are supposed to be in the Legacy era. This one's called Bix Creo. So basically, it's like a 30-second cinematic where I used the concept art, updated it with Photoshop to make it look cinematic, and then using the cinematic image of the concept art image and pushing it through AI and simply telling it what I want it to do. This is what it looks like. So we're going to end with this, basically. I don't have to worry about the the copyright since it's the ROM Coda theme from The Force Unleashed, and usually themes from games like those are completely allowed within YouTube's terms, basically. So yeah, that's just something I've been working on, and I'm gonna end it with that. Thank you guys for watching. I just spilled my drink. Shit. Yep. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out Brick Mafia's Instagram page. He has a lot of awesome stuff. And yeah, I kind of woke up my dog by spilling my drink. Sorry about that. So yeah, check out Brick Mafia. We went through his page a bit, and he's going to be joining me again next time, probably in front of the camera or something like that. This was just a one-shot short of a live stream, which I'm going to be doing weekly. I don't care how many people watch it. I'm just doing it for the love of the game. I really miss the good old days when I enjoyed making videos for YouTube, and it's something that I want to get back to, especially lore videos. I mentioned in a recent post, just for you guys watching here at the end and whoever sees this eventually, that I've had a lot of burnout over the years when it comes to lore making and videos in general. I have this issue with OCD, which I've gained over the past 10 years, which is when I'm making a video, I focus on every single detail and frame of it, which kind of destroys the. You can't really. I'm not able to finish the videos that I'm working on because the OCD always finds some detail wrong with it. Like, for example, if you're looking at this stream, I would see details on the edge of the screen, like here, for example, which wouldn't suit me, or here, or some details like that, which I have a need to cut, or, you know, OCD is like, you're trying to make something perfect, it annoys you, and it's never done, and I'm basically remaking the whole video 50 times until it's perfect, and it never is, and that takes forever. That's why the uploads are so slow. So basically I struggle with that, but I've decided to, since I've actually had to find a job this year, and I hate it, to be honest, because it usually sucks when you have to do that in compared to having a YouTube career like I used to. Both me and Todd have decided we're just going to start making more videos. I'm going to have to get over my OCD. I'm just going to go and make more videos. You guys wouldn't even care about the details that I care about because I'm fucking retarded. That's basically it. I'm really, when it comes to making videos, I'm retarded. I can't seem to get my head around it and simply finish a thing I started because it always seems like it could be better or whatnot. So yeah, okay. One more message. This Jedi is actually called Bix Creo. He's, if you type his name in on Google, you'll find a Wikipedia page on him. He's from a canceled Darth Maul game, and I decided to make a cinematic of him. I usually like making videos and stuff like that on topics no one has ever touched on the internet, especially when it comes to Star Wars. So check out the canceled Darth Maul game called Battle of the Sith Lords. It's about Darth Maul and Darth Talon in the future, like a clone of Darth Maul 100 years after the movies. And it's one of the Jedi from the concept art of the game, which I decided to resurrect in a sense. So his name is Bix Creo. Go to Wikipedia, you can find out about him. And eventually, when I finish the video, when I get over my OCD, when I do the sound effects and everything, because this is just a template for what it's supposed to be, you'll be able to see the full one, and there's going to be more like it. So back to the topic, basically. Yeah, I have this issue with OCD, which I'm going to get over when making these videos, and me and Todd have prepared a lot of topics no one has ever covered on all of YouTube when it comes to Star Wars lore. Just going to throw something out, like, for example, flow walking. You guys probably never heard about the Force Power Code, flow walking, or the Angti monks, or stuff like that. No one really talked about it, and I'm excited to bring that stuff up. I'm not going to focus too much on the details of the lore. I actually want the lore videos to look like it's 2010 again, when Star Wars was exciting. So that is the goal. The new lore videos aren't going to be very detailed like the newer stuff we used to make from the lore. I want to make Star Wars lore videos like it's 2010 and people are still dying for Star Wars and excited about it. No new art images of things, just going to use the old OG stuff from the official EU canon in it, because I want to bring that feeling of excitement for old Star Wars back from the 2010s, basically. And that's the only way to do it. It has to look old. It can't really look new and modern with the effects that we use these days. So that's the goal with those videos. Of course, it's really hard to get excitement around Star Wars, since I myself for the past 5 years have never been less excited about it and never cared less, but that's the goal. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Christ has risen again, even here in my country, since it's Orthodox Easter. Thank you so much for watching. May the Force be with you always, and God bless you guys. Christ is King.